What's up YouTube, Saf here on SuperSaf TV, and this is the Sony Xperia XZ Premium. And that's a mouthful. Anyway, a lot of you guys have been asking for coverage of this on the channel, and this loan unit has actually come from Clove Technology, so a big thanks to them. If you want to pick up this or any other unlocked device, then definitely check out Clove Technology. I'll be leaving a link to them in the description below. So let's go ahead and get this unboxed, and then I'll talk you through some of the features. So here, it's the winner of the best new smartphone at MWC 2017. That's when we initially heard about it, and then it went a little bit quiet for some time, but now here we have the official release. Now, the version I have here is the Deepsea Black. That's what it's called, Deepsea Black. And we'll put that to the side for just a second while we see what else we get inside the box. So there is the charger. Now this does support Quick Charge 3.0. We've got some nice looking Sony branded earphones here, as well as some spare ear tips. We have the USB-A to USB Type-C cable, an Xperia care card, startup guide, and declaration of conformity. Wow, that sounds kind of scary. Anyway, let's get to the device here. So this has some info around this on the back. Ready for it, guys? Wow, that is very, very shiny. So we've got Gorilla Glass 5 panels on the front and back with a metal frame. So let's go ahead and look at that. This is, I've already got fingerprints on it. Literally, just like already got fingerprints on it. Anyway, so let's go ahead and power this on. On the front is the main standout feature of this device, and that is that 5.5 inch 4K HDR10 display. So this is an absolutely epic display. You're looking at around about 807 ppi pixel density, which is insane. So at the top you've got an earpiece, but you do have stereo speakers here. So there's speaker one at the top and bottom. The front facing camera is 13 megapixels with an f2.0 aperture. At the top is a headphone jack as well as a secondary mic, I believe. At the bottom is a USB Type-C connector as well as a primary mic. On the left-hand side, you have this little tray, and that houses the micro SD card as well as your SIM card. So you can expand the storage on this. You already have 64 gigabytes as it is, but you can expand that with a micro SD card, which is great. Now, one of the things that you always have with the Sony devices, and they've been having for quite some time, is IP68 water and dust resistant. So you can go ahead and give this a splash and you're not gonna have a problem. That's a really nice touch. On the right hand side is the volume rocker as well as the power button, which also doubles up as a fingerprint scanner. It's an interesting choice for a fingerprint scanner, which is kind of on the side here. Still kind of a nice resting position, but if you're using it with your right hand, then you have to use your finger. So it's arguable. It still works really well on previous Sony Xperia devices that I've used. You also have a dedicated shutter button here at the bottom, and pressing and holding down on that will also launch the camera. Speaking of the camera, we have a 19 megapixel motion eye camera here at the back. Now it's got an f2.0 aperture, and the key standout feature is that it can film slow motion at up to 960 frames a second, which is absolutely insane. I think you can only film 1 second at that time, and that's at 720p, but that's more than any other smartphone out there. Definitely looking forward to checking that out. And I know a lot of you guys want to see a SuperSaf style camera comparison between this and the Samsung Galaxy S8. So if you do want to see that, then definitely hit the thumbs up button on this video to let me know. And also on the back, you have the Xperia logo, the NFC logo, and now lots and lots of fingerprints. This thing does look very premium, but it is going to attract fingerprints like no other, so just do bear that in mind. And it actually feels quite nice in the hand. You've got these sharp edges, which are okay, but it is also quite heavy. It's around about 195 grams. In terms of some of the other internals, you do have the Snapdragon 835, and this is probably the reason why it took a little bit of time for this to release, because the 835 was in such high demand. You've got 4 gigabytes of RAM, so in terms of performance, it should also be on par with the S8. If you want to see a speed test between this and the Samsung Galaxy S8, then definitely let me know in the comments below, and I'll look at working on one of those too. You've got Android version 7.1 with Sony's UI on top. And finally, for the battery, you have a 3230 mAh battery. Really interested to see how that's going to perform with this 4K display. And it does come with some preloaded content on here, which looks absolutely stunning because of that 4K HDR display. Now, 4K content you might be able to get, but HDR content is going to be pretty tricky to come by, especially on this device. So just something to bear in mind. What do you guys think of the Sony Xperia XZ Premium? Drop me a comment below, let me know your thoughts. And if there's anything else that you'd like me to cover with this, then also let me know in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you did, then please do hit that thumbs up button for me. It really does help me out. If you haven't already, then be sure to subscribe and switch on notifications. There's plenty more content coming up on here. Thanks for watching. This is Saf on SuperSaf TV, and I'll see you next time.